applause from the crowd. Now she spent the on a bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 184 of Phired Up. Check us out at firesports.com. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me as always, Dom Console. What's going on, man?
Yo, I'm a little out of breath right now. I don't know if you just saw before we came on. I jumped up.
Okay.
I jumped up because. Hold on. Whew. I jumped up because I
right
forgot to plug in my charger. I forgot to plug in my charger for the show. I'm on 42%, so let's. I mean, I should be all right, but let's hope.
Your computer, your
My
laptop.
computer, yeah.
Okay. 40. I mean, you should be all right?
Yeah.
I don't know how quick. I don't know how old.
If
your
he
laptop
dies, he
is.
dies.
Exactly. And then I'm just doing a show alone, and I don't think anybody wants to hear that. So at that point, I'll just shut it off.
Yeah.
But I did not see that. You came back and you look like you just went 12 rounds with Tyson.
I can't breathe.
It's more athleticism that you've done in a long time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Since I
tore your meniscus playing co-ed softball.
Yeah. Yep.
What how have you been? There really isn't a whole lot, right? We're still in kind of the thick of spring training. Another couple weeks till Phillies baseball officially starts. The Eagles are staying quiet in the busy day of illegal tampering. Flyers made a couple of trades on Friday, and the Sixers are dying. How has the last week of Philadelphia sports fandom been?
I mean, I think you summed it all up. Before we talk about sports, I wanted to mention something.
Okay, yep.
A little something we did last year that I'm thinking about possibly doing something similar to. It has nothing to do with sports, but we did it on the show for quite a few weeks.
March Madness?
No.
I thought you were going to throw me a bracket or something.
Well, yeah, and it kind of is a bracket. Remember last year when I did the movie, the comedy post 2000. Yep. I'm thinking about doing TV shows now, comedy TV shows.
Comedy TV shows, specifically comedies.
Just comedy TV shows. But I don't know if I could keep it post 2000 because there are so many great comedy shows.
Can't. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, it's like I know you don't like the show, but Seinfeld is a 1 seed.
It's a classic icon. I don't love it.
Prince has to be on there. What
was the second one? What was that
Fresh
one?
Prince.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, on there. There are just too many that are pre 2000 that I'd have to put on there.
Cheers.
I've never seen Cheers. Well, here's the thing.
Right,
I've never seen Cheers, but there's going to be a lot of shows that I have never seen that are probably going to be on the bracket if I do it.
Right.
I just need somebody to talk me into it.
When you come up with a list or a bracket, send it to me and I'll see if I can need to adjust or add things.
Yeah. I'll start making a list. And then
you think at 32, 64? How many are you going with this? 16? How many?
I don't know. Let's aim for the 64, but we'll definitely 32. But let's aim for the 64. I'll make a list of shows. And then I'll text you and see if I missed any, and then I'll rank or I'll see them, and then I'll see what you're thinking, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, fair enough. I'd have to think about a lot of because I'm just trying to think of big ones.
For me, The Office is probably a 1 seed because of how popular it is, and I
get that. Friends too.
Friends is probably a 1 or 2 seed. Yeah. I hate Friends.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just there.
Yeah.
That's all it is to me. It's
just, I mean, there are just a ton of shows. I'll probably have to look it up too, just research.
Because there gonna be shows that you're gonna forget about.
Yeah, of course. So that's where I'm at. In terms
speaking of which, real quick, because this could be on your list. I'm trying to think how long ago it was. Maybe within the last 6 months, I started rewatching the George Lopez show.
Okay.
Dude, it's so much funnier than I remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? What show happened to me similarly? Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay.
So as a kid,
he's hit or miss for me. Ray Romano, hit or miss.
I love Ray Romano. I think, and I honestly, I mean, he's very funny in the show, but
his brother.
He's the fourth funniest person. The dad.
Well, his dad, his dad's good. Yep.
Even the mom is sometimes funnier.
She gets a little annoying, to be honest. Yeah.
But as a kid, Seinfeld was the same way. Like I would watch a lot as a kid because my dad would watch them. And I would just watch both those shows, and I'd just be like, yeah, whatever. Like, and then I got older, and I'm like, wow, like I could relate to this or that, or I understand that joke now, or so I do love Everybody Loves Raymond.
So
especially as I got
you're not going in this bracket, this hypothetical bracket. You're not going straight like sitcoms, right? Like because like you could obviously think of like the Modern Families, the Big Bangs, those.
Oh yeah, no, those would be well, yeah.
But it extends to other shows too. Like Ted Lasso, I feel like has to be on there as well, right? Like
I'm sure it'll be so I haven't really thought about Ted Lasso honestly.
Okay.
It being in there or not, but that style, yeah, sure. It's not just sitcoms.
It's not just sitcoms. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I feel we could definitely get 64.
Oh yeah, It's just a matter of like seating it correctly because I got a bunch of shit.
Well, you're always gonna get shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's where I've been the last few days.
Okay.
If I can get a list, if I get a list,
let's get it done so this way I can make like a graphic for it and have a whole bracket set up.
Okay.
All right, so we'll
sounds good to me.
I mean, that's a little teaser for the next couple weeks. We're March 10th.
Yeah, because we need to fill the show with something.
Exactly, because we're not going on right now.
Yeah. So that's where I've been outside of sports.
No, I love that. I love that. Have you been watching anything like new recently?
We just started Paradise.
I see. I heard about it. I don't know what this is. What's Paradise? I've heard about it.
So I mean I can't give too much away, but basically like this guy. So it's what's his name? From This Is Us.
Which one?
Wait, let me just look up his name. I know his name and I just can't remember.
Justin something?
No.
Is it Sterling Brown?
Sterling K. Brown, yes.
Okay, yeah.
So he plays like he's in the Secret Service. He's like the president's like right hand man, kind of. Like his like main. I don't know what they're called. Like they're the main, social or Secret Service agent.
Okay.
He plays that, and like there's a murder, and like he has to basically like, figure it all out. Like it's really good. I
do like Sterling K. Brown.
There's definitely a couple curveballs so far.
Okay. What's that on?
It is. I think you can get on Disney Plus.
Okay.
But it's Hulu too.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't really know much about it until I watched it. The first episode was great, and then I felt like the second and third, because I think we're 3 or 4 episodes in. I thought the next couple episodes were like kind of like a little bit like network-ish TV.
Okay.
But just with the F word, like they say fuck like every other sentence. So like,
okay.
But it's really good so far.
Yeah.
I have Shrinking on my list that I want to watch after that.
That's Jason Segel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
my wife watched that for a little bit. I don't know if she finished it or what, but she liked it.
And then I have Severance. I want to watch that after.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
I've heard about Severance. I've watched like clips and trailers. It doesn't look like something I'd be into.
So let me ask you this question: do you think you would have been into it 6 years ago, before your oldest kid? Right? She's 6, right?
She's 6. Yeah. I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Because
why do you ask that?
Because I was just talking to somebody over the weekend about it, and they were like, "Dude, you have to watch Severance. Severance is so good." And I'm like, you know what? Like between, watching sports and like going to work all day and, like coming home, helping with dinner, helping clean up, getting my kid to bed. Sometimes she goes to bed at 7. Sometimes she goes to bed at 10. Like,
right.
I just don't have the brain capacity to like sit down and watch something that's like a little bit of a mind fuck.
It is a mind fuck, and like it looks boring. That might not be the case, but it just looks boring.
I'm so much at the point where like if I watched like Inception right now, I think I would be on like I would think I'm like on shrooms.
Shrinking is good. And then where's the sports? Listen, we'll get to it. All right, we'll get to it.
Where's your Dr. J?
Exactly. I just started watching. We've watched and finished a show on Netflix called Running Point.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, it's a show where Kate Hudson basically takes over. It basically takes over as it's her family. Her family owns the Los Angeles Waves. They're called. It's a professional basketball team.
Okay.
They're basically the Lakers. They're a storied franchise. She basically takes him over as president, and it's actually a pretty good show.
Okay, so it's just a Janie Bussey, like it just is the
Yes.
Lakers. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Does Jackie Moon play center?
No, I don't know.
No, I was just kidding. That's Tropic Thunder.
No.
It was a Tropic
that
Thunder
is,
joke.
that is Tropic. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, same.
It's been a long time. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. Like it's nothing great, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. All right, we can get into the sports. Now that we, killed 15 minutes talking about TV shows. But so NFL busy day obviously. Eagles not so much. But like that's kind of expected, right? Like with where this team is cap wise, and they just won the Super Bowl. There's really not a whole lot of holes to fill. The one big hole I think was Zach Bond, and they did that obviously. So
right,
I'm not like overly concerned that they're losing guys or not resigning guys, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's expected to be a quiet off season.
I don't know that it's a quiet off season. I think it's just more of a patient off season. Because what is Howie famous for doing is training camp approaching, and you trade for a couple years ago you traded for CJGJ. You signed Becton in the middle of the summer last year, and both of those guys came in and were key players for you, right? I guess if you define quiet, like those were not like signing Saquon Barkley, right? Like that was, it wasn't
sure,
the same,
yeah.
But those guys really helped, obviously, help win you a Super Bowl. I think things are going to happen, and I think I don't know that if you're ever going to match, the Saquon Barkley signing or when they signed Alshon in 2017. Like I don't know that you're going to get that, but like I also think that there will be some notable players that do eventually come in, whether it's via trade, free agency. I'm very curious with how they approach the draft too. Like usually, Howie with a late first round pick either moves up or moves back. Like he never really stays pat. He did the year they drafted Nolan Smith when they had the 2 first round picks. But what was it? What we talked about, I think last week, right? Was the what was it? The 2018 draft. They traded back, and the Ravens traded up from Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just very curious to see what they do, like in the draft, if they stay pat, if they move up and they move back. But in terms of like free agency, I do think that we're gonna get somebody soon. I just don't know if it's gonna be like a notable name.
No, I mean,
it's hard when you don't have money.
Well, that's the thing, is that I think they're kind of in a position where they don't really have the money to go out and shop big.
Yeah.
Like right now, a priority is probably to get Becton signed. Like that's, I would think. I think he's a priority right now.
Do you think he's a priority? Or you're saying a priority to you, or do you think he's a priority to the Eagles?
I think to me.
Okay,
Maybe he's not. I think he should be.
Okay, because the reason I asked that is because as much as I would like Becton back, I think I'm confident enough in the Eagles and Stoutland. Maybe not Steen, but like this Keegan kid, or like whether they draft somebody in the second round,
yeah,
even in the first round.
Yeah, but that draft pick isn't going to be ready day one. Like you're going to have to go to Stoutland
Dickerson
University.
was,
yeah.
You
also had Kelsey, and I don't know.
But still, I mean, you got Lane Johnson on the other side too.
Yeah.
So I that's why as much as I would like back to back, especially at a good price, I think you can get him at a good deal. Especially, and also because I don't know what the league views him as. Do they view him as a tackle? Do they view him as a guard? Will he go somewhere else and play guard? Will he go somewhere else and want to play tackle? Like,
and are people still scared about the previous injuries? Like he stayed healthy this year, but I think it's going to be in a lot of teams' minds.
Sure. So I don't know that teams are really going to break the bank for him. And if you get a team that says, "Hey, we'll give you $2 extra million," he may just say, "Yeah, you know what? I'll just stay in Philly for the couple less million."
Yeah.
So that's why I think there are other positions that are a little bit more important because I think they could get by. They could band-aid with even if it is Steen or Keegan or somebody they draft or somebody they go out and trade for in the offseason or another Becton kind of signing where a guy you're just not expecting them to sign, they sign him and he turns out to be a really good player. So that I just think there's more options at the guard spot than there is at the edge or defensive end or really that's really my biggest concern is like losing all these guys, which I expected, but like what they're going to do to replace it. Yeah. I didn't expect them to come back, especially after Bond resigned. Like,
Milton Williams getting absolutely paid. Like that's an insane contract.
104 million.
Isn't it? That's insane.
Yeah. 4 years, 104.
That's nuts.
I didn't see how much was guaranteed, but
I had the contract right in front of me. Let me see. Where's it at? I literally just had it. What happened to? Hold on. Give me 1 second. I can find it.
And Josh Sweat was what? 4 years, 76 million.
Total guaranteed for Milton Williams is 63 million out of the 104.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of guaranteed money.
Yes,
I like Milton Williams a lot. I think he's a really good player.
Is he?
But did he benefit from playing next to Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter for 4 years?
Exactly.
We'll see. Did you see on Twitter today or TikTok the sports radio in New England?
No.
Or in Boston or something. There was the radio host was like, they need to spend money. They're just not going to spend money. Like they're not going to go out and get anybody. Like this is horrible. Blah blah. And then they hit the breaking news and like Milton Williams to the Patriots for whatever it was, 4 years, 104.
Yep.
And he was like, "Well, I retract everything I just said." He said, "I take it all back."
It's a crazy contract.
Yeah.
But I like Milton Williams.
So do I.
In the situation he was in, but now he's getting paid like a top guy, and he's just not that.
I saw somebody today too tweet. I can't take credit for it, but I saw somebody tweet today. The reason the Eagles are a great organization is because they don't overpay for Josh Sweat and Milton Williams.
They find the next Josh Sweat.
They find the next correct.
Yeah.
Which is it's one thing to realize it, and then it's another thing to actually hit on it, which they do. Both things. But there are bad franchises like New England and Arizona that do overpay for these guys, and that's what keeps them as lower on the end.
Like they also know kind of when to walk away from guys. Whereas with Javon Hargrave, right? Like everybody kind of crushed him for getting rid of him, and like what's he done 2-3 years later, however long it's been.
Yeah,
like they know kind of when to walk away from guys, when to find the next guy.
I think the 2017, 2018 Super Bowl. I think that's what. I think Howie loses sleep over that, like keeping guys just too long. Even Bradbury, like I think he loses a little bit of sleep over the fact that we signed Bradbury and we probably shouldn't have after 2022. Like it was probably time, and I just think they feel that way with Slay. Although Slay isn't official yet, because they haven't even released them yet. They gave him permission to talk. I
thought they did release him.
It's
not official.
It was like expected to be released. But I read today that I saw a tweet today. I think it was either Schefter or Rappaport basically said like he's in talks with Pittsburgh, but the Eagles still technically have not released them yet. But they did give him permission to talk. Because my guess is the reason they're doing that is because they want to see how much he'll accept, and instead of just losing him, they'll tell him, all right, well, we'll give you this much, and if he doesn't want it, then they'll just say, okay, go where you want, but just a little bit more control.
Would rather? I mean, I think I know the answer from you, but like we talk about Becton, if you had to sign one or the other, you bring in or Slay.
I would probably say Slay, but it depends on the number. Like I don't want to overpay.
Sure.
I don't want to overpay for Slay. So if you're talking about overpaying for Slay, I think I'd rather have Becton because I think they really do like Keely Ringo. Obviously Isaiah Rodgers is gone, which sucks because I think if they would have brought him back, I would have really been okay with. I would have definitely picked Becton. But I think they really like Keely Ringo, and I don't know how many people realize that. So I think they'll give. I think training camp comes, they'll give him a shot on the outside. I think they'll give DeJean a shot on the outside. Although I would like to keep him in the slot because I think today's game is the slot receivers could be your team's best receiver.
Yep.
So yeah, I think I'd rather go Becton, depending on the number. But if it was cheaper on the cheaper side, I'd probably say Slay.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I'm surprised because I know you're a big Slay guy.
I am. Yep.
So
yeah.
And then the one small piece of news today from the Eagles, trading Kenny Pickett to I'm drawing a blank. Where'd they send him?
To the Cleveland Browns.
The Browns. Sure, have fun in Cleveland. For a 5th-round pick, and who's the quarterback they got back?
Thompson or
Yes,
something Thompson.
In my opinion, third quarterback.
Oh, he might not even make the team.
Well, yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah,
but
they did that for the 5th-round pick. Yeah, and to get off of that contract.
Right. Tanner McKee's your QB2 right now.
Yeah. Somebody also mentioned on Twitter, like he'll probably make the practice. Like he'll probably be like a practice squad guy. But he's a good guy to come in for like if you're playing, But I don't know if they play Buffalo next year, but like a Buffalo or Baltimore or somebody that has like the mobile quarterback, he could be like a good practice guy that like could try to mimic,
Yeah, for sure.
I saw
you saw the comment there. Yeah, that could be a whole other bracket.
Yeah, Lois Griffin. No, this is incredible. Don't ask why they're only cartoons.
Hey, whatever floats your boat. Who am I to judge? All right, so there's really nothing else, Eagles, that you wanted to discuss, right? There's no other big news. Like we're just kind of waiting to see how they fill the whole. Oh, the one thing I did want to say is Dallas Goedert apparently has been given permission to seek a trade. I guess they're looking to trade him.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole thing with that is I don't one of two things is going to happen. They're either he can't play on the $11.8 million that he's making this year. I don't think they're comfortable giving him that just because of his, availability.
Sure.
I think that they're either going to ask him to take a pay cut, and if they don't, or if he doesn't want that, then they'll move. They'll try to move him. So yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting. It's a shame because he's a great player when healthy. It's just you can't pay a guy almost $12 million a year
to play 5 games. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say miss 5 games, but
I'm exaggerating, but still.
No, you?
I would never. Yeah, but at that point, if you do move on, like, you got to find a tight end.
Sure. I don't think Calcaterra is I think Calcaterra is a really good, second tight end.
Yeah, agreed. But
he just can't block for shit.
Right.
And he's also coming up on a contract soon. Like, he's going into year 4. So,
I know everybody loves the dude from Penn State. I'm not the biggest fan.
I think he's going to be really good,
dude. I don't.
But I think he goes first round. I don't think he. I don't know that he gets to the Eagles, and I don't know that the Eagles use the first round pick on him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be that great.
Okay.
Doug says Dom needs his own show.
Well,
I mean, I could leave.
Doug is in the minority.
I could leave, and Dom, you just jump on. Have Doug on. It could be just you two.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, we can move on then. The Flyers made a couple trades. I was curious to get your thoughts on Scott, specifically Scott Law, and Eric Johnson was a nothing trade.
Sure.
And Andrei Kuzmenko they traded for a third. I mean, that's expected when they got him. You kind of expected him to be flipped at the deadline, but Scott Lawton for Nikita Grabenkin, and a first round pick in 2027. By the way,
I'm intrigued about this kid. I'm not even gonna try to say that name.
Nikita Grabenkin.
Yeah, I'll wait for Jim Jackson to hopefully say it soon, or in the coming years. It's exciting because I love men with size.
That's what she said.
Yeah. He's a bigger kid. What 6'2", 205 or something, or 209.
Bigger guy. Creative. He's got some offensive flash.
He's Matvey Michkov's best friend, apparently.
Let's make Michkov happy. That's all I care about.
Correct. The guy I said in the text, the only Russian in the world that I want to keep happy.
Yes.
So I'm excited about the potential there. The first round pick is what? The 2027 protected.
Yep.
It moves to 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 2028 if it's the top 10 or
10?
something. I
Yeah.
forget. Yeah.
I mean, like by that point, hopefully, I'm not expecting the Flyers to be like Stanley Cup contenders at that point, but pretty close if they're not. So hopefully that's like a thing that they could eventually try to maybe flip for a
a good
player.
player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't even think that would I didn't even think about that. I could by 2027, 28, I could definitely see that.
But they might not be Stanley Cup ready, but like
No, but at that point you're gonna want to start to look for good players to fill out the roster.
So I think it's good whether they want to keep it or move it. So I'm happy with it. I'll be honest. The other trades that were going on that day that a lot of people on Twitter were saying, and even you and the other guys in the chat, like that were saying, you know, if that guy gets traded for this, like we have to get a ton for Lawton. Like I don't know enough about the other guys to be like, oh, that's true or not true. So I wanted to get your opinion on that, like about how other guys were traded for so much.
Trying to think of what specific trades you're talking about. Do you remember one in mind?
I don't. Pull up the deadline. Pull up who got moved.
Yeah. Because looking at like the trade, I think they got about what Scott Lawton should get you.
Sure.
To be honest.
Do you think they could have gotten more in previous years?
Yeah, I think they could have got more last year, or maybe even 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where's his trade at? What's today? All right. Let me try to go down here. It goes down an awful bit. And of course, there's a whole bunch of like last second trades.
Yeah. And it may not have just been like deadline day. Like there might have been a couple of trades before deadline day that happened.
The Mikko Rantanen one's the big trade. I'm not even gonna like compare that.
Yeah.
Anthony Beauvillier,
Mikko Rantanen, Scott Lawton. Which one would you rather have?
Anthony Beauvillier got traded for a second round pick. Lawton's a better player than him, so I mean, first and a prospect sounds about right. Brock Nelson's better, so I'm not going to compare that. Let's see if I can keep finding.
Did they get a first round pick for him?
For Brock Nelson, they got a first round pick, a conditional third,
25
prospect, a first round pick in 26 or 27. I guess the Islanders can choose.
See, that's not like that far off,
right? Well, they got it was a first round pick, a third round pick, a prospect who's really good, Kalen Ritchie. And Oliver Shillington, who's like a whatever.
He went to Colorado, correct?
Yep.
From New York to Colorado.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, sorry, other way around. Colorado to New York.
No. I meant Nelson.
Brock Nelson. Yeah, Brock Nelson went from
Islanders
to Colorado. Yep.
Yeah.
There was one trade that I know that you're thinking of that, and I can't think of what it was right now. Oh, the Tampa Bay and the Seattle Kraken one, where Yanni Gourde, Oliver Bjorkstrand, went to
Tampa.
Sounds
familiar.
For 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and Michael Eyssimont. That's a lot for I like Yanni Gourde, but like he's better than Scott Lawton, but not that much better. Like they're pretty close in my opinion. And they got Oliver Bjorkstrand, who's like a fine third liner. Like they got 2 third liners for 2 first-round picks in a second.
Right. That was from Seattle to
Tampa.
Tampa.
Yep.
Okay.
Trent Frederick, no, he's not on the same level. Seth Jones trade was pretty big. Seth Jones for Spencer Knight in a first, but it's a goalie, and it's
Yeah, that was a huge one.
That's a pretty big one. That was
couple days,
March 1st.
Yeah,
so a week before the deadline.
I mean, Spencer Knight was like a first round pick, right?
Yeah, he was a high pick as a goalie, highly touted. I just didn't live up. Well, the other thing that makes sense is I'm trying to remember the exact timeline, but it was either right before or right after that pick they signed Bobrovsky to like an 8-year deal.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where does Spencer Knight fit in all this?
Yeah, whether they did it before or after is, regardless, it's stupid.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, I know it's stupid. Obviously, they traded him, but if he was your plan,
right?
I just speaking in terms of like Flyers trade deadline. I am a little. No, I wouldn't say upset. I really wanted to see if they could get something for Ristolainen.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is they didn't want to just try to get something. They had a price in mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe I just think it's a big gamble. I think it's a big gamble to go into the offseason. Less of a gamble in the offseason than it is for next year's deadline. But like, I just think it's a gamble. Like, I don't. How much better is he really gonna play?
I think they just really like him. I think they really like him.
Yeah, but like,
and he's been good. But I just do you need like after his contract's up, he's probably not going to be here after that. So
right.
why? And you're not going to be good during his contract. So why are you so enamored with keeping him?
That's what I'm saying. Right.
No, I get you, but like they didn't want to trade him just for anything. Like they had a specific price in mind. Other teams thought.
But now you run the risk. But now you run the risk if you're not trading him in the offseason, you run the risk of next deadline him being not as good as he has been.
Sure.
The last year or so. I just think it's a big gamble on a guy that's been very up and down in his career.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, like, and this is me maybe galaxy braining it, but like you could look at Danny Briere is a fairly new GM in the NHL.
Sure.
Whereas maybe there's a sense of like I don't want to give in to the rest of the league so early in my career. Like I have a price, you're gonna pay that price, or you're not gonna have my player.
I'm fine with that.
This way you don't become like a doormat to the rest of the GM.
Yeah, you're not the league whore. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I understand that. I don't disagree with that, but like, I think that was the wrong guy to do it for.
Yeah,
him and Lawton, I think, were the two wrong guys to, and he did it the last 2 years with Lawton. Like,
yeah,
and I think it really bit him in the ass because, like you said, like you probably could have gotten more the last 2 years.
Probably, yeah.
So, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give him credit. I'm gonna, I like everything that's being done so far. I feel like he was a little bit of or him and Jonesy, the whole team were like a little bit ahead of on the curve of Luchenko. I don't know that Luchenko is going to be a number one center, but like nobody was excited about that pick, and then everybody kind of saw him play. We're like, wow, this kid can actually probably play at this level.
Yep.
Between that and having the balls to select Michkov and so I don't hate what they're doing. I'm just
you just gotta fire Torts. That's all. I'm back out on Torts.
It's so funny. In like what was it, like November, we were talking about this, and like 1 week on the show you were like, no, I like Torts and blah blah. I mean, for the viewer or for the listeners or viewers didn't see this because it was like the next day over text you were like, yeah, fuck him, I want him fired. And then but like it was the next episode you're like, yeah, I'm done with him.
I'm done.
But it took like less than 24 hours. She'd be like, yeah, I'm all in, and then like, yeah, I'm done.
Dead. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. It's especially like also do you hear my kids screaming in the background? Yeah. He's going nuts. I don't know what's going on. He's part of the show at this point.
I can relate.
But I'm not like a NHL coach, obviously. So who am I to judge? But like, I don't like the way he handles Michkov. I just don't.
Okay.
He sat him again the other night in the first period. It only lasted, I think, the first period, and then he played in the second and third. But it seems like he's got a different set of rules for Michkov than other players. Like, if Sean Couturier or whoever else maybe not Cam York, Cam York did get set, but it seems like a lot of other players can make mistakes and don't get set. But Michkov, for whatever reason,
do you think that's a veteran versus young player thing?
Sure, but Torts' big thing is I don't care how long you've been in the league. I don't care your stature in the league, veteran. Like he treats everybody the same. So he says.
He's like,
and I also don't like his arrogance either. Like I think it was cute at first, but like, did you see the way he talked? He was talking to the media the other day. Did you see this clip?
Maybe remind me
about if somebody asked him about sitting Michkov.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Because
I feel like I did see something, but I can't remember.
It was literally like yesterday, I think. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on. All right. Okay, I didn't mean to. Hold on. Live podcasting here, guys. Hold on. Let's see if I can find this clip here. Why can't this annoys me about articles? Is like
You
they
have to
can't
read
just
them and
post a
not
clip.
watch them. Yeah.
Yes, and like they posted a clip of them talking about it, but they don't post the actual clip of the fucking thing. Oh wait, hold on. Is that it? Was that it? Did I just find it? Oh, all right, hold on, I got it. Let me pull this up here.
Speaking of the movie bracket, I'm watching one of the
Yes.
seeds right now.
Which one?
Step Brothers.
Oh, the movie bracket. I thought you meant shows.
Sorry.
Actually. No, you're fine. I'm too busy distracted over here. All right, let's see if I can get this. Is that on the screen?
It's not on the screen. It's on our screen, not on the.
There we go. There we go. I got it. I figured it out. I think. Let's see if the audio works.
You've talked a lot about Matt They having learning experiences. In the first there, it looked like after the goal, you kind of sat him down for the rest of the situations happen. How is it hard for you to do that, and especially with him being so young, or is it just one of those moments that it's very easy to do?
No, it's part of the process.
You had mentioned a few weeks ago when you sat him for the rest of the game, and you had said that in retrospect you would have put him back.
Just let me tell you guys something, okay? There are a number of things that come into play, not one specific play, okay? And you are at a disadvantage because I'm not going to give you information. It's not always the play on the ice that I'm trying to teach. So use that as a context before you start all your bullshit. There are so many things that go on, and with me trying to develop that player, and I'm going to continue to do it the way I think it should be done, but don't just look at the play. No, he didn't do the job as far as back checking. No, he didn't do the job in the offense zone, but there are a number of other things that come into play. And again, I need to show you the respect that I'm not going to give you that information, and you don't realize that. So don't make a bigger deal out of it than you think you need to.
The arrogance. I'm not a fan of. Like,
I mean,
unless he's so. I don't know if he seems like he's tone deaf that he doesn't realize Matvei Michkov is like the face of the franchise. It's not John Terrell is not the face of the franchise.
But I don't. What I take from it, I don't think he thinks he's the face of the franchise, Tortorella. I think he genuinely is trying to help him, and I do think he's really trying to go about it the right way. It's just not the right way.
Yeah, I just don't like the way he goes about it. Yeah, no, I think his heart, brain, mind, whatever is in the right place. Like, I don't think he's trying to fuck up Matvei Michkov.
Right,
that'd be silly.
But the philosophy is just not
right. I agree. Yeah. I just don't like the way he's going about it.
Also, on the other side, how do you expect the media not to ask you this question?
Right. Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You've been in the league long enough, let alone Philly long enough.
That's when it seems like it's a tone deaf issue of he doesn't realize how big Matvei Michkov is to the Flyers.
Yeah.
People are going to ask you if you sit down the star young phenom.
Yeah. I saw something today. How many games have the Flyers played? Or how many has he played?
He's, I don't know, 55, 60.
So I think it's 60. It's 60 games through Bedard's rookie. Because who won the Calder last year? Was it Bedard?
Was it Bedard? Yeah, I think so.
2024.
I think it was.
And not that I'm this big awards guy. Calder Trophy winner. But I saw something, it was Bedard through 60 games, I think it was. Last year it was or 50 something games, had 5 less goals or something than Michkov has 10 less points or something. Yeah, it was Bedard. Bedard won last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Michkov's not going to win. I don't even know that he's going to be 3. He might be 4th.
Really?
Yeah.
He's probably going to end with close to 70 points, right?
Yeah, I think he's
48.
I think he's on pace for around 60 right now.
Okay.
He's on pace for around 60.
Yeah.
I think Celebrini will be above him in voting. Celebrini, they're similar points wise, but Celebrini missed I think played 15 less games than him, 10 or 15 less
Yeah.
games.
He
Lane
looks
Hudson
like he's
could be.
coming around a little bit too.
Yeah.
Celebrini.
What do you mean?
It looks like he's like starting to like really figure it out.
Oh yeah. Well, it's also like the thing where how players are being handled is different because like if you look at Celebrini's like ice time or whatever game log or whatever, he's playing a ton of minutes. They just kind of let him fly. Just do whatever you want to do out there. Just go ahead and put up your points. Whereas like Michkov's putting up the numbers like in 14 minutes a night, like 15 minutes a night, if that. Like where Celebrini's still getting 18, 19, 20 minutes a night.
Yeah.
And then Lane Hudson is another option, rookie of the year. Has around the same points as Michkov, but as a defenseman, which is kind of crazy. Right. And then there's another option is Dustin Wolf in Calgary, goalie. He's been unreal this year. If they make the playoffs, Dustin Wolf will be the sole reason and might end up winning the Calder.
Yeah.
So like, those three guys, I think, could be above Michkov when it's all said and done.
Again, I'm not like a big trophy guy. I'm not like I think it's cool, but like
Connor McDavid didn't win rookie of the year.
Who was that?
Thanks to Flyers' own Brandon Manning.
Really?
No, Brandon Manning didn't win the call.
Oh,
remember when Brandon Manning hit him and broke his collarbone?
Yeah. Was that?
And he only
was that
draft? 40 games.
I never remember because Austin Matthews.
It was not a guy drafted in Connor McDavid's draft.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so it's not where I was gonna go, but I always get so because it was like back-to-back years. It was like McDavid was the number 1 pick, and then Austin Matthews was the number 1 pick the following year, and then the number 2 picks were like Eichel and Laine. I can never remember.
Eichel was in McDavid's draft, and
Eichel
Laine was in
McDavid.
Matthews.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. I mean, 3 of them are different than one of them, but
well, fair enough. The player that won Rookie of the Year in Connor McDavid's when he was eligible for Rookie of the Year was Artemi Panarin.
He's a rookie then?
Yeah.
Dude, he's like 35.
It was his first year. He's not 35.
He's 33.
Well, I mean, the Connor McDavid's rookie year was 2017? 2018?
Yeah, but like Connor McDavid's like 28.
2016? Oh, yeah, that was the big controversy of like, oh, should the age be lower?
Is it because he was Russian?
Yeah, he came from the KHL.
Right.
And came from the KHL late. It was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Artemi Panarin won Rookie of the Year. Second, I think, was McDavid, and third was Ghost. There was Ghost's year here.
Okay.
I believe was third, I think.
Yeah, he's 33. He'll be 34.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, how old is McDavid's what, 28, 29?
Yeah. He just turned 28 in January.
Yep. Yeah, but that was the year Brandon Manning broke his collarbone.
That's funny.
Yep. And I think he only played 40-some games.
Yeah.
45 games, something like that. So.
For some reason, I thought that was his second year.
What, the collarbone?
Yeah.
No, it's first year. And he was like unreal too, but he just playing 45 games. Nobody wanted to give him the Rookie of the Year. So Panarin, I'd have to see what Panarin did that year. I mean, he was really good.
I wonder who else was in the voting.
After
Ghost.
After Ghost, I can look it up. What year was that?
Did you say 2017?
Give or take.
16, 17, something like that.
It was not 2017 because 2017 I think was Matthews. Yeah, it was 2016.
Okay.
Trophy. Let me see if I can find it. If they might have not even done voting by then. Oh, okay, here they do have it. Oh, I lied. Shane Gosberg was second. McDavid was third.
Oh wow, okay.
Jack Eichel was fourth. Dylan Larkin was fifth. Max Domi was sixth. John Gibson was seventh. Colton Parayko, number 8. Sam Reinhart, 9. And then there was a two-way tie for 10th. Anthony Duclair and Jacob Slavin.
Interesting.
Yep. See, Connor McDavid was third that year. And like I'm sure that year he was probably stupid, but he only played like 40 some games.
Yeah.
45 games.
Well, how many did Ghost play? Because he came up halfway through the year, didn't he?
That's true. He did come up halfway through the year. Let me look. Because he no, it wasn't half. Was it halfway through the? Yeah,
It might have been a quarter.
I think it was his following year though, the year that he was actually eligible.
Oh, okay.
He played. So he came up at the end of his college season, played 2 games. That didn't count as his rookie year. Then the next season, I think he started with the Phantoms.
Yeah.
And then he came up when famously Mark Streit broke his dick.
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah. What did he come in like December?
He played 64 games. So yeah, December sounds about right.
Okay.
Played 64 games, 46 points.
Okay.
And then McDavid was 48 points in 45 games. So as a brand new 18, 19-year-old, over a point per game in 45 games.
Yeah.
And then let me see what our Timmy Panarin did that year.
But he's like a grown man, so like.
Yeah, he was, like I said, McDavid was 19.
What was it?
Panarin was 24.
24? Yeah.
Yeah. 77 points in 80 games.
Yeah.
30 goals. So.
Huh.
So all that to say that awards don't matter. It doesn't matter if Mitch Kyle wins or not. But yeah, that's it's about. I was looking forward to the draft as we get kind of closer, and it seems like they keep losing games and they keep going down and down the
keep losing
the standings. Maybe a guy like Hagens or Misa's available.
Yeah,
I think that Misa looks unreal, just an absolute stud.
All right, I gotta look at numbers.
Misa at one point he was on pace to score 50 goals in 50 games.
How do you spell it?
Michael, Misa. This is his last name.
All right. What's he got? Let's see. All right, so
the goals are not bad. Pretty decent goals.
Yeah, 58.
58 and 60.
Yeah.
124 points. So over
right.
2 points a game.
He's okay.
Basically a goal a game.
He's all right.
It's all right.
I've seen better.
18 years old.
6'1",
185 pounds.
I was gonna say, is he a big fella?
6'1", he's only 18.
Bad.
He's maybe a couple years to grow. Get a little bit bigger, maybe.
I like men with size.
That's ironically that's the second time you've now said that on this show.
Let's look up Hagens.
I believe Hagens is smaller.
We don't like small guys. We like guys with size.
That's not the third time you said that.
7 goals in 17 games. Or wait, hold on. That was the year before. 9 goals in 34 games.
Yeah, 34 points in 34 games.
Yeah.
And he is 5'11", 176.
Yeah, I like guys with size, so. I like men with size.
Fourth and fifth time you said it on this show. At this point, the title of the episode is going to be Men with Size.
Yes.
You got anything else before we wrap up and get out of here? There's really not a whole lot of Phillies news to talk about, right? Nothing really to do. I saw Garrett Cole has Tommy John. He's going to get Tommy John.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah, they were talking about the last few weeks, and then he went and saw like another specialist or something, and he's getting it done.
Yeah.
I like to say I feel bad, but I don't.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
I think the Red Sox are going to be really good this year.
Sure. Yep.
So, did you see the MLB once? I saw it last night. MLB is like trying to persuade Tampa to sell.
I saw that. Yeah. It's not like they probably do need new ownership, but like I don't know how successful they're gonna be in Tampa. Like I think you got to move.
Yeah, probably. Keeping it in the AL East. Have you seen Baltimore's new alternate jersey?
I have not.
Look it up.
All right.
I want to get your thoughts.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Let's see here. What am I looking for?
Just look up like Baltimore Orioles new alternate jersey.
Okay, because I just typed in alternate jersey and nothing really came up. An orange on orange? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yep.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Let me pull this up here. All right, what sense is it? This is when I get annoyed with articles. I click on the article, and they're talking about how they have these new orange on orange uniforms for home games of the 2025 season. And as an article, there's not a single picture of the jersey. I'm just reading words about this jersey.
Articles.
Yeah, Okay, I mean,
articles. They have no pictures.
Yes.
I kind of fuck with them.
What's different? I guess they usually have black pants.
Boy pants.
They usually have white pants. That's right. Yeah. I don't hate them. I mean, listen, as a Flyers fan, you know I like orange and black.
Yeah. That's why I was asking. Yeah, I kind of fuck with them.
Yeah.
So it's a throwback. So like apparently they were them like years ago.
Yeah, I do kind of fuck with them. I'm not gonna lie. I've always liked their color scheme.
Sure.
Yeah, orange and black. Can't go wrong. Yeah, I like that. I don't hate it.
What else in AL East news?
Yeah, that's right. We talked about the Garrett Cole.
No, we just got to talk about. We just got to talk about Toronto. How Vlad said that he would sign a 15-year deal, or less than a 15-year deal, less than $600 million. Sign me up.
Yep. You think he would have signed that? Like, actually, why haven't they?
I don't know that he. I don't know. But I don't know why he would bring that up if.
Like,
you're really hurting yourself. It wasn't true.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah. Thanks, Nick Castellanos. Bryce Harper goes back to right field, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. plays first base. Sign me up.
You know what? I'm on board. I'm on board.
They'll eventually get rid of Trey.
I did like him fucking with Max Scherzer. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
But Aiden Miller looks like the shortstop of the future. They're going to keep him there. I mean, that probably means Trey probably either plays second or center field or wherever it is.
Probably, yeah.
Or
put Miller at third and Turner short.
Yeah, they said that they're keeping him at shortstop. They view him as a big league shortstop. Yeah.
All right.
He's made a couple nice plays in spring training. I mean, it's only spring training.
Do you think we see him at all this year?
He's really got to kill it.
Yeah.
I think you have a better chance of seeing Justin Crawford at some point, but he's really got to be good. He's been really good in spring training, and they've already said that they're sending him down.
Yeah, but like I don't know, September, even if it's as late as the September call up, like I don't know.
I mean,
so the rosters expand in September. Like I don't know.
No, not like they used to though. It's only like one spot now. It used to be like
I thought it was two.
It used to be like two or three. Now it's one.
Oh, I thought it was two spots. All right.
So, we'll see.
Yep. Yes, we will. And the Sixers are dead, right? We don't have to talk about them. They're dead.
Did you see they're starting five tonight? I don't want to get into it because they gave me Ajita. But like, I think that starting five tonight. God forbid.
No, I didn't. Let me see, because I saw them tweet something out about a starting five. Let me see if I can find it. I don't even know who do they even have.
I was gonna say, what do you call it? I'll give you $10 if you can name two of those guys. If you know two of those guys.
I probably don't. Because what's his name? McCann's still out, right? Is he out for the year?
He's out for the year. Yeah, he's been. Yeah.
Lonnie Walker, never heard of him.
He was a first-round pick. He was supposed to be really good, and he's not.
I don't even know this dude's name. Jay Edwards? Who's Jay Edwards?
He's been really good for them this year. He's like a G League guy or something, or like a...
Sure.
but he came up. He actually is like legit, like a nice role player.
Yabu Seal, Yabu Saleh. I don't know who
He's
that
the guy.
guy is.
He's the guy that was that played for France last year in the Olympics.
Couldn't tell you anything about him. Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes. They just traded for at the deadline.
And Jared Butler.
I don't know who Jared Butler is, but
they finally got a Butler. Everybody's been clamoring for a Butler. They finally got one.
What's his name? Grimes had like a 44-point game the other night.
Oh, not really? Like with the Sixers?
Mm-hmm. They won that game too. They like lost 9 straight, and then he put up a 44.9. Maxey, it was the game that what was it? Did Maxey have like 1 point in like going into like the fourth quarter? Paul George had like 3 shots or something.
Oh, nice.
Grimes put up 44 and they won.
You could have given me the next 6 hours to come up with those 5 guys, and I would have. If I got if I could name one, I don't get a bullet in my head. I would have gotten a bullet in my head. I would have lost. My life would have been over. I don't know who any of those guys are. They're made up fake names.
Lonnie Walker was a first round pick. San Antonio. He was supposed to be really good, and he's just not really. Even decent.
No,
he was like a G League guy too.
No, the Sixers are dead. Get what's his name back. Bring the dunk competition dude. If you're just calling G League dudes up,
he hasn't been on the Sixers in like 2 years.
I thought it was his first year away.
No, second I think.
Well, bring him back. Why not?
I'm good.
Okay,
I'll pass on that.
All right.
What's the saying? What could we say? Like lose for how we got to like lose for flag.
Fail for flag.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Flag. Yeah.
I just came up with that on the spot. I don't know.
Hey,
but isn't there
what I had?
He might stay. Like right.
Stay where?
At Duke.
Not that I know of.
Oh. I could have swore I heard him say something about like possibly staying.
It's not impossible. I just haven't heard.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I mean, seems good. When does the tournament start? A couple weeks?
The 20th.
Okay.
March 20th.
All right.
I actually have off from work because I think it's next Thursday. Is the first. I took off Friday.
Okay, that makes sense.
So.
The first 2 days are always the greatest.
Yeah, I had some time to use before the 31st of March, so I was like, my boss was like, take off, and I was like, whatever.
You don't have to pull my arm, no problem, sir.
Ma'am.
Yeah, you don't want to say sir. 2025, you can never know.
Right. It could go either way, like either somebody really offended or either way.
Exactly. You got anything else before we get out of here?
Oh, that's all I think. That's all I think I got for you.
Sounds good. We'll be out of here. We'll see everybody next Monday. See you then.